Okay, hello and welcome back to this After Effects tutorial series where we will be working on the effects contained in this commercial.
I'm home.
Yay! Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.
Hey, little buddy.
Okay, so the last thing we'll be working on our specific shot that we are working on right now, the GoPro shot, are the crumbs on the crotch. Essentially, we've saved the best for last. This is the one piece of this shot that's just going to tie it all together like a good rug in a misassembled room. So what we will do here is actually we will take a still image that I've captured from a previous shot in the spot. We're going to take this and actually paste those crumbs onto this crotch and hopefully make it look somewhat real. So here's how we do it. So we have our master composition. We're going to drill down into our background, and then we're going to wind up in our raw footage of our GoPro shot. So next what we'll do is we'll actually take the image of the crotch crumbs and drag it down to the shot. So the first order of business is to actually go through and we will just make a mask around the crumbs we want to use. Rough mask. Okay, now a couple of things we need to do to begin with. We need to drill down into our transform properties. We need to scale this down a bit. We need to select our pointer tool and kind of put it into position. It needs to scale down just a bit more. Okay, looks like we need to rotate it just a little bit, maybe a couple of degrees. Okay, good. And I'm just zooming here, zooming in on the shot. Okay, next what we'll do is we'll change the blending mode. So right now, everything that's not masked is completely opaque. What we'll do is we'll choose a screen blending mode, and anything black in this part, in this layer, will become transparent. Anything not black will remain opaque. So that somewhat works. However, we do have an issue with contrast. It's pretty visible. I can select this little icon right here to turn off the mask outline so you can see exactly what that looks like. So there's a clear line of demarcation that has to go away. We can drill down into our mask effect and feather the mask, which that does help a bit. However, we also need to think about correcting the contrast, and for that we'll use a curves effect, and we'll just click right in the middle and bring that down, and there we go. That's not bad. So what I will do is actually duplicate this layer and then go back up into my blending modes and play with some different blending modes. I think I tried, oh, that doesn't work. Let's try color dodge. You can turn it off and on to see the effect. So that kind of makes them stand out a little bit. So we have somewhat realistic looking crumbs. Now let's do a RAM preview just so we can see what we have. So it's pretty evident that that does not look real. It looks like there's something on the screen rather crotch crumbs. So the question is, what do we do to fix that? It's a pretty simple process. What we'll do is select our footage. For right now, we're going to hide our crumb layers. And we're going to zoom in just a little bit by scrolling the mouse wheel. I'll select my hand tool to reposition my shot. And I'm going to go down to track motion. I'm going to select the track motion button, and a tracking area appears. What we have here with the track point is the inside area along with the point is the portion of the shot that it's going to track. It's going to try to determine exactly where this is in each sequential frame. The outside box is the area in which it will look for the image. That should work okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to track forward, and that's a good track. It held just about like it was supposed to. Okay, good. What I'm going to do now is go through and edit the target in which the tracking data is applied. We have two crotch crumb layers. The first one I worked on was number 2. I will apply it to that, and then I will press apply. Dimensions to apply it to are X and Y, that's correct. And now we have our tracking data. So you notice that we have tracking keyframes here on our footage, and we also have them on our crotch crumbs. From there, I'm going to turn this on, and what I will do is go through, and I want to adjust the anchor point just a bit. So our crumbs are off just a little bit. By adjusting the anchor point, I'm just going to modify where they show up in the screen. So I'm adjusting X and Y axis just to move it over just a bit. And let's RAM preview that. Okay, that's not too bad. Now we're not achieving realism yet, but hold on there. So I'm going to turn on our other layer. And we've applied tracking data to our first layer, but not our second layer. So I'll RAM preview one more time and you'll see what happens. If you'll notice, the second layer that we applied, which is actually layer number 1 in our lineup here, does not have the same tracking data. It's a pretty easy fix. All I have to do is parent this layer to the crotch crumb layer with the tracking data on it, and the two become synced. Okay. So from there, what we're going to do is we're going to close this out. We're going to go back into our master shot. And we can see some crumbs there. That's good. Now what we need to do now is just do a little bit of modification to kind of make everything stand out. So I think we might need to go a little less blurry on our background. So So maybe we reduce this to 5. Oh, now they're starting to show up. Okay. And we go back to, and we could also go back in maybe we pick a different blend mode. And I see one more thing that needs to happen. I need to copy the anchor point data over. There we go. I think we might be close to complete with this shot. We will RAM preview. Okay, I think those are pretty visible now. We have our sunlight coming through the window, we have our separation between foreground and background, and we have our crotch crumbs. What more could you want from life? Well, maybe just one other thing, and that is I think the shot needs a little warming up. Overall, it looks a bit on the blue side. So what we'll do is add another curves adjustment. I will select the blue channel. I'll subtract blue just a bit. Whenever color correcting, it's always helpful just to do an off and on, just so you can see what you are doing. We take out just a tad bit more. A little bit of this goes a long, long way. Let's add in just a tad bit of red. Not too much. As you can see, it can get out of hand very quickly. And then maybe just a bit of magenta by taking away some green. So we will, that's before and after, just slightly a bit warmer. Makes it a little bit more inviting. This will be our final RAM preview. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe we can call this shot done at this point. So thank you for watching. We'll be back next time and we will be discussing how to make the expressions on the dog's face. Thanks again for watching. I'm Chad Jones and we'll see you next time.